Okay, so let me show you what my computer is about. Um, this is it. It has an i3 10100F. It's a mini ITX build. It was about $700 because I used some fancier parts, actually like RGB and stuff like that. It's a 4-core, 8-thread i3 10 Gen, so it's a PCIe Gen 3. Um, it's the base clock speed is 3.6 gigahertz, and it can boost up to 4.3. 65 watts is a TDP, and it's about $80 on Amazon, maybe a bit less now. I bought it a few months ago. It has 20 PCI Express lanes, but remember, Gen 3. So my RAMs, I actually have 16 gigs of DDR4. It's ADATA XPG at 3200 megahertz, and it was about $70. I'm using it in dual channel, so I can take more advantage out of them. As my main drive and the only drive I actually have internally in my desktop right now, it's a Western Digital Blue SN570, 1 terabyte. It has 5 stars on Amazon and I believe over 10,000 reviews. Yeah, like ratings. And it reads. I'm gonna post like pictures of every single item I have in my computer, every single part, and the pricing for them as well. Um, yeah, up to 3,500 megabytes per second, and then the reads will be around 2,000 megabytes per second. But transferring actual files and stuff like that, you will see like I don't know, 500, 1,000, sometimes up and down. It all depends on for sequentials and what type of files. If it's a video file, music type of file, or games, or it all depends. Yeah, I have a separate video just for that. Um, my wireless card, I won't click on it just because I don't want to show my IP address here, but it's a Wi-Fi 6E. It's an AX210 running at 160 megahertz. Can actually get whenever I go to speed test, like on Google, I get about 5 to 600 megabits per second, and my computer is like 10 to 12 meters away from my router. I have a one gig connection, but then there's like almost two walls in between, so I'm fine getting 5 to 600 megabits per second in my room. My uh, motherboard, it's actually a mini ITX MSI gaming edge Wi-Fi. So it has two antennas in the back. I'll show pictures of it in a minute. It's an LGA 1200 socket. It has DisplayPort, HDMI, 2.5 gig internet connection. Also two M.2s, one PCIe Gen 3, one PCIe Gen 4. The Gen 4 has a heatsink as well. It takes up to 64 gigs of DDR4, up to 5200 megahertz. You can clock it up to 5200 megahertz. And the PCIe, yeah, Gen 4, I mentioned that, and then it takes Gen 10 and Gen 11 processors. I'll upgrade mine to an i5 11400 or 11600. It all depends in the future. Whatever has an F means that it doesn't have an integrated graphics card, and yeah, you need a graphics card alongside it in order to play like videos or watch anything coming on your screen. So 11 gens, they actually have PCIe Gen 4. It's 20 lanes as well, but it's Gen 4. If I'm not mistaken, just 20, maybe 24. I'm probably wrong. I'm gonna put it in the description down below. And my graphics card, it's an AMD Radeon RX 6400. It has 4 gigs of DDR6 memory, and it's PCIe Gen 4, but because of the processor I have, it's running only a PCIe Gen 3, so I'm losing about 16% of the performance, the total performance. Still, I can play some AAA games doing over 60, medium settings, a mix of medium and high. I can also play like Fortnite. I can do easily 80, 100 frames per second, even more, way more than that. What else? Yeah, that's about it. It's a single slot card, and it can be a low profile and high profile. It has the actual little plate that you can swap out. And it has display port and HDMI. Display port 1.4 and HDMI 2.0. It's pretty slim, and it retails for about $150, like almost everywhere. So let me see how much time left I have. Okay, like almost 5 minutes. Because I don't want to make another video and then start editing too much. Just a beginner, but let's see. Okay, I can see here. So let me show you guys real quick. Okay, the motherboard allows you to see all of these here. Also these features, what you call true color here, you can change it to see regular pictures on your screen, whatever you want to have it set on default. If you want to see some gaming, whatever, like the colors will change, like click on game. Also this, yeah, you can customize. My RAM is RGB. I can actually control it through this MSI Center software here. My motherboard is not, but this is actually, but it has no RGB. It has the 4 pin RGB addressable connection. I believe it's somewhere up here. And yeah, you can always install RGB lights afterwards. What else? So let's go here. Display. So my monitor is actually an Alienware AW2720HF. It's a 1080p only, no HDR support, but it's let me see here, 240 Hz display, no HDR support. Again, just SDR, you know, standard dynamic range. It's pretty, you can see how smooth it looks. For editing videos, I wouldn't suggest it. It's okay, but the colors are not like the best out there. And still, it's worth $300 plus. It's a 27-inch. It has a 1 millisecond response, and also 4 USB ports 3.0 that you can use. There's one that you connect directly to your CPU, and then from there you have 4 extra USB 3.0. Plus, it has 2 HDMI inputs and 1 display port input. So let's go. Yeah, I guess that's it. Oh, here you can actually see, you can change this. I have it like all the colors are changing through this like a cycle. I put all the colors to cycle. There's 2 USBs back here. I'm using them for my mouse and keyboard dongles. There's 2 down here that I have like free right now, but I can use the 2 on my the front of my case, and 2 down here. So I have like 4 USBs at the front. 3.0, and that's, you know, more than what I need right now. Like, it's totally fine with me. Even though I love Thunderbolt 4, to be honest. What else? Yeah, this is how it performs. I mean, you can open. I put this video here just to click on it. How smooth and fast it is. Browsing something, like super fast, like. And my case is a THERMALTAKE. I'll put the pictures. But I don't remember the name right now. I believe it's Core V1 white. It was about $60, so I'll put pictures at the end of this video for all of them. And I'm also gonna make a video about how you can build something similar to this, like almost the same specs, except the drive, for under $500. Instead of 1,000, like a 1 terabyte, you will have 500 gigs. But just my files without games, like this is empty right here. So without games, I have about 500 gigs. That's just my personal stuff. I back up a ton of my stuff here. Nothing crazy. Everyone can see it. It's just regular pictures, documents, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like about 50 gigs of music only. So 430 in total. I have about 200 gigs just from games. And yeah, here. And you can see, these are some of the games I have: Hitman, GTA5, Witcher 3. This is for Fortnite. These NBA 2K14, Need for the Speed Underground 2, Need for the Speed Most Wanted 2005, Resident Evil, and these old games. Yeah, that's about it. And a whole bunch of other programs out here. Nothing crazy. Try to keep it kind of organized. Okay, so this is what my computer looks like. I'm gonna show you in the rest of the video all the parts I used for these, how much I spent, and where you can get all of these from Amazon. It's missing two 80 millimeters fans up here. I can put it in the near future if I want to. I don't really need them right now. And also there's a 200 millimeter fan that comes up here, and you can replace it with an RGB as well as here too. All right, and also I had to change my settings to 30 frames per second because my audio had some distortion, and I was trying to use Shortcut to edit my videos, and the graphics card, the downside is that it doesn't have any decoder or encoder. Plus my processor, the i3, doesn't have any integrated graphics card, so it makes it a little harder as well. Yeah, I need to get a better recording setup. But okay, so this right here is the best setup you can get for under $500. Um, Good brands, everything has warranty. It's gonna be a brand new computer that you can build yourself. Like, it's super easy. You can play some AAA games like over 60 frames per second, sometimes over 120, depending on what game and what settings do you use? It's worth it. I actually went a little bit above this price because I wanted to get RGB and fancier parts, but the same specs. It has some great performance for everyday task. It's pretty good. It's a super smooth running system. You can, playing at 1080, you can play like almost every single game out there. And it has no mouse, keyboard, or monitor, but you can get use one out there for like dirt cheap. I'm gonna put a link in the description below showing you how it performs.